my grandparents lived in Ohio. Every summer my parents would take me there for holiday to visit them. They lived in a small town. I loved to play there during the summer. When we arrived, my grandparents always welcomed me with open arms. The last time I saw them was the summer when I was 8 years old. As usual, my parents booked a flight to Ohio and we drove from the airport to my grandparents' house. They were delighted to see me, and so was I. My parents wanted to have some time by themselves, so after a few days they took a trip to another part of Ohio, leaving me in the care of my grandparents. Meanwhile, I made friends and roamed around the town the whole day. It was a beautiful place, and while approaching the town Central Park as I always did on my way home, this time I stopped there and peered inside. Entering the park felt like instant tranquility, but there was something weird about that place. It was too quiet to be a public spot. I decided to stay there for some time. Everything seemed good until I heard a weird sound as if someone is moving through the bushes. I turned around but found nothing. I thought to myself maybe it's from the wind or something. It was getting darker now, and I stood to leave when I noticed a thing lurking in the dark. It had its eyes on me. I felt anxious and started walking out of the place, and I noticed the lack of sound coming from the fountain. Glancing over, I could see the water had stopped splashing and remained off. I guess there must be on some timer that turned the fountain off at a certain time, though 10:57 p.m. seemed unusual. However, I started getting creeped out about this park, and I knew I needed to leave this place as soon as possible. But soon the silence of the night was replaced with the quiet murmurs in my ears, as if someone was right next to me whispering as close as they could to my ear. It sent cold shivers down my spine, causing the hairs on my arms to stand straight up. I turned towards the voice and found an old creepy man standing behind me. He had gray hair, unnaturally red eyes, and nasty smelling clothes. I freaked out and started running outside the park, but he started chasing me and trying to catch me. I was midway through the park when he's got a hold of my hair and dragged me back hard. I fell down and he crawled over me to pin my hands to the floor. I tried getting off his grip, but ironically compared to his appearance he was much stronger than I am. I shouted for help, but he covered my mouth. His hands smelled like blood, which made me want to vomit. My legs were free, so I kicked him as hard as I could. He fell down and yelled from the pain. I tried running again, but he caught my legs and I tripped down. I kicked him in the face this time and sprinted outside as fast as I could. I ran as far as I can from the place. I looked back to see him still chasing after me. As I got closer to my grandparents' house, I looked behind me one more time and I couldn't see him at all. I got inside and told my grandparents everything that happened. They told me not to go over there again, because many kids said they saw an old man with an axe covered with blood who tried to kidnap them, but no one believed them. I promised them not to go there again and they called the police. After about 10 minutes they arrived and searched the park, only to find him hiding in a secret place with dead bodies around him and blood everywhere. The look was disgusting. It was such a creepy night, but I'm so glad that I survived. A few years later, I came to visit my grandparents again by myself. I decided to take a look at the park. It seemed normal, but I still get a creepy feeling about this place.